again, ladies and gentlemen. We're back with the Copenhagen Wolves versus DNL, where the series is now 2-1 in favor of the Wolves, and that means it's time for Game 4 between the two teams. And, well, game point here for the Wolves, and as I said before, summer LCS point.
Very, very important for them, and DNL are going to go into this game and think, what do we actually need to change here? Because the last two games been the same deal, fell far behind, especially when it came to team fights, and just wasn't able to actually come back after they got behind the first time. They need to go in here and really rethink the way they want to play. Either they can go full split push mode and say we never want a team fight because we feel Copenhagen Wolves are stronger in team fights, or they can go very heavy team fight comp and try and beat Copenhagen Wolves in their own game.
You have to say as well, Forgiven and Unlimited turned on the bot lane power, pushing those towers down, going 10-0-8 as Graves and Leona combined, which was a little bit of a difference, 5-7-24 prior to this game.
Very big difference. I mean, Leona was banned away twice against Unlimited. Now he finally got to pick it, showed why he's so good on it, and the first game for Forgiven where he really shined on the Graves. He's actually not been the big carry this series as we expected him to be.
True. We'll see if we can change that this time around. We're about to go 4 games deep. We want you to check in and see how you feel about this series. Now 2-1 in favor of the Wolves. Tell us who you think will win by tweeting hashtag DNL win or CW win to @LOL Esports, and we'll check in shortly and see what you have to say. I have a feeling that it's going to be a bigger vote in favor of the Copenhagen Wolves.
82% Copenhagen Wolves is my guess for now. I do, however, think DNL is going to pull out something special here, because again, they talked in the pre-movie about how they had these special picks. We haven't seen anything special yet. We've just seen very standard picks. This is the game for them to pull it out. If they got something they think that they can surprise Copenhagen Wolves with, this is the time.
Probably revive teleport Karthus, right?
There's a chance.
I don't think there is.
I don't want to deny anything. If it gets locked in and you just predicted it now, that's respect.
I am a god.
Yeah.
Well, I would be. I don't think it's going to happen though, and I'll stay as a lowly minion. Here we go though in Champion Select for game number 4. DNL on the blue side this time around. Get first ban and first pick. Let's see what they go for in a must-win game for them if they want to stay in with a run-in the LCS. Leona, first ban. They've gone back to it. They're going to try and ban out Unlimited again, and rightly so. He had a great game as Leona. Nidalee, another time, Nidalee here for the Copenhagen Wolves. Karma taken away as well, so really they are going back to that Unlimited banning out tactic.
100% back to the tactic of Unlimited. You're not going to play any of your favorite champions. Annie, of course, is still open for him. He can fall back to it. At the same time, for Copenhagen Wolves, why would you change your bans? Dr. Mundo and Nidalee, it's been working for them.
No need to change. Kha'Zix was banned out here as well. Had enough of playing with against Amazing on that one. Rise was the final ban again for the Copenhagen Wolves. This time it's left that Jax open, and we saw what happened. Babunia with the Jax doing great work in the lane against Youngblood, killed him over and over, but they weren't able to get through that big, massive AoE comp and damage that they had there by the time the team fights rolled along. Left the Ziggs and Lucian as well for the Wolves.
So Ziggs now for Kautot, the champion he actually used when they did beat the Jax earlier from Babunia. Very strong team fights, and also Lucian for Forgiven. So more AoE damage now over on the side of Copenhagen Wolves.
So for DNL, they pick in their second and third choices, and they are Elise and Annie. So Annie changing hands a little bit this time around for Nick.
So it means we won't be seeing Unlimited on a heavy engaged champion, which is again where Copenhagen Wolves sometimes actually struggle. When they don't have this guy Unlimited to do the engages, to start the fights, they don't actually know what to do. And this could actually mean for DNL, they're going to be the one in charge of starting everything, and then Copenhagen Wolves just needs to respond.
A lot of crowd control in there as well. We've seen in the past few days some big Jax counter-strikes as well. The 5-mans that we saw yesterday. Let's see though what the Copenhagen Wolves bring into this one. Kha'Zix taken away from Amazing, the man on your screen there. Will he fall back onto Xin Zhao? Looks like that will be their choice. And Morgana picked up for Unlimited. I said it before that, you know, Leona, Karma, Annie, and Morgana have been the supports that he's gone for. Of course, Thresh completely not even close to being in his champion, but will not play it once this year.
And Morgana versus Annie is actually a bit of a mix. Oh, I'm not going to talk about Annie support yet. If this Sona gets logged in, it's going to be Annie mid lane. And remember, she got some changes where her early game got worse when it came to her base damage, but her ratios got buffed quite a lot. So going into late game here, and any mid lane could actually be very scary.
I don't think it's going to be mid lane Annie though.
Well, he is smiling and laughing away.
Super A's has been hovering over Sona, I think, every single game up until now, and will probably, with a couple of seconds to go, change that pick. I'd like to see a mid lane Annie.
They talked about the special picks. This is the time.
Well, you could argue they've got nothing to lose here.
Yeah,
you could also say if they can play their A game with a normal comp, and there it is. Last second switch. Who would have thought it? It's Twisted Fate this time around for Nick in the mid lane.
So the global pressure now over to Denial. Again, they can do the same thing they tried to do in game 2, where they put so much effort into getting Babunia hit up in the top lane. Twisted Fate can do the same thing. Teleport up, gank Youngbuck again and again. If he locks in this Vladimir, they can try and do the exact same thing. And then just try and win by split pushing, not team fighting against Copenhagen Wolves, where again they come from Copenhagen Wolves, a lot of damage, a lot of poke potential, and then whenever the fight actually starts, I would like to say though Denial and this time around still got a very good team fight comp, but they also got the option to split push if they get very far ahead in both Twisted Fate and Jax.
So the thing about that game, the Jax versus Vladimir, was yes, they got a lot of kills onto Youngbuck, but he drew so much pressure to that top lane that he gave the other lane so much free time to be farming up with that. And we know how much Youngbuck loves this Vladimir. And is he going to be locking in that Vlad? We'll find out here in just a second. It will be Vladimir for Youngbuck. He doesn't look too happy about that. If you look at Youngbuck there, he's kind of got a frown on his face. But at the end of the day, even if he doesn't want to play it and the team thinks that that worked for them the last time, you can't really overrule 4v1.
Copenhagen was just trying to do the same thing, and if Jax gets out of control, fine, we're just gonna start grouping up in the mid lane, run down, we have the Black Shield to stop engages, we can land a binding, we can land some poke, and if in case we want to dive onto you, we use the things out, we use the Vladimir. So Copenhagen also looking to try and do the same thing they did in game 2. If Denial Esport can avoid this very bad team fight they had, if they can avoid falling behind and focus on split pushing, they might actually be in a very good position to win this game, because Babunia was very strong on his Jax before.
Yeah, if you can get that. If he not get blown up instantly as they start a fight and has a few seconds to get some auto attacks off in there, that's when he's going to do the most of his damage. So interesting choices this time around. A must-win game here, of course, for Denial. They lose this one, it's the Copenhagen Wolves that will be going to the summer split. Would actually mean then that all 3 LCS teams that came to promotion will go back in.
For the first time. Always been new teams, but might change here. I mean, everything's looking good for Copenhagen Wolves. Need to be careful though. A very strong team coming out here from Denial Esport, and a lot of options. Even teamfight-wise, they aren't even weak. And with the likes of Elise here, with the likes of Twisted Fate, you can catch out targets very easily, Annie as well, and just instantly blow them up.
Oh, we see they look pretty chilled, Denial, for the scenario that they're actually in here, having to win 2 games in a row. Well, you've got to be. If you let that pressure get to you, then you're going to really struggle going forward, and they have to be calm and collected for these next 2 games. They need the wins. We're going to go into it here. Game number 4, the scoreline stands at 2-1 in favor of the Copenhagen Wolves. One more victory here, and they've got their place in the summer split all locked in.
So Nick here actually decided to start with boots, which means, of course, focus on mobility. I like it against something like a Ziggs here. You want to dodge around the bombs, you want to focus on farming, and of course Kartra can apply a lot of pressure, but both mid laners bringing the heal. Same goes for the both AD carries, so 2 teams with double heal here, and actually Ignite on Super Ice again.
Look at that vote, 59-41 in favor of the Copenhagen Wolves. I didn't expect that you guys would be so even in this one. I thought with the Copenhagen Wolves now moving up onto that game point, that it would be a little bit more weighted towards the Copenhagen Wolves, but 53-47, certainly not a massive difference. And look at this, the Copenhagen Wolves here waiting. We saw in the last game a massive level 1 fight that, funnily enough, burned pretty much 10 summoners across the board, but didn't result in any kills. And look at that, Denial have been spotted. The Copenhagen Wolves, though, have also been spotted, so both teams now know where their opponents is. The Copenhagen Wolves are actually running or trying to run away from this one. Got to pull the right card here. Nick does get the right card. Where are they going to go? Forgiven is the target for this one. He's already been double, triple stunned. Is he going to go down? He surely will do. He's trying to stay alive, but the first blood goes over to Woolite on Graves.
So Denial here, they were actually a bit split up what to do. There were pings to go towards the blue buff, but they decided to just run down the river because they knew they could catch out Copenhagen Wolves, and they might not be done yet.
No, they're coming into this one. Super Ace took a lot of damage. The binding lands onto Babunia, but this is a 5v4 if it were to get underway. That's a good bomb once again. Nick pulling the gold card, and in the end, DNL say enough's enough. We got the first blood, we got the early pressure there. Let's back away and get to those buffs and into lanes because the minions are already there. The Copenhagen Wolves have amazing starting with the blue buff. On the other side of the map, it's a red buff start actually for Kikis, and this time around they're gonna get both of their own buffs.
Getting both of their own buffs for the first time, I believe, actually.
Yep.
There's always been something happening here, but still, first buff for Denial. Can be very happy about this level 1. Ooh, binding onto Super Ace.
This could be dangerous for him. Not quite got the damage there. Actually, the double auto attacks from Forgiven will put to the minions, so making sure that he gets the farm while doing some good damage to Super Ace as well. It actually means that we're going to have the 2v2 here in the bottom lane, and of course that will also see Babunia and Youngbuck in the top, both of which actually use their teleports to get into lane as well. Look at that, already Youngbuck being bullied out. Babunia got the level advantage.
Yeah, we need to see how this lane goes, because in game 2, where they played this matchup here, DNL did everything they could to remove Babunia from the one-on-one with Youngbuck, and then send him up first when he had the level 5, level 6 point, so he felt he was strong enough to deal with Youngbuck. We need to see how it goes here early on. Good start by Babunia. Big wave building up for Youngbuck though, should be pushed into his tower, where he can try and get some of his very, very big wave. He needs to be careful, he doesn't miss too many CS. Amazing coming up though. Same goes for Kikis, we could see an early fight.
Ward goes down, and that will spot Kikis, who just sees it happening and walks straight through. I know he throws his Spiderling out as well into that tri-bush and puts a ward down as well, so that rules out the junglers pretty much from getting involved now on this top lane. And there is Youngbuck soaking up that farm, doing a good job of not really missing much either. Of course, as I say that, he does end up missing 2 in a row, but that's still, considering the size of that wave, Youngbuck doing a fine job to make sure that he gets all that and catching right up to just 3 behind.
And we need to see also with this bottom lane here, normally Morgana is not the ideal pick against an Annie because the Tippers is going to be like instant stun. It's very hard to black shield it. Not like Leona, where you can see the animation first and then time your black shield. And also the poke from Annie is very, very strong, where of course from limited side he needs to land the binding. He wants the full amount of poke, where Annie with a long order attacks, of course also with a fairly decent base damage still, can do a lot of damage to a Morgana. We need to see how the lane goes. For now though, it is actually Woolite getting ahead. Meanwhile though, top lane, a lot of action going on early.
Well, it's not often in top lane matchups that we actually see that much fighting and low HP, as Youngbuck going dangerously low there. Of course, no Ignite to really finish proceedings off for Babunia, with them both running Flash and Teleport.
And look here, Youngbuck wants to stay in the lane no matter what. Here he goes to the Golem, just tries to sustain on them once and move away, because his Teleport is not ready yet. He needs it to be up before he want to go back, so he can rejoin the lane instantly. And that's why he's staying even though he's so low, and actually amazing now. Gonna come up towards the side in case a dive should happen, he can join in very fast.
He's only died 2 times across 3 games. That's some pretty impressive statistics, and kind of following on to what we said in the pre-game, that Amazing has to hit his namesake, if you like, and do really well for the Wolves in this game. He's waiting, as you mentioned, in case Jax does decide to dive. With the pool for Youngbuck, it's always so dangerous to go underneath that tower. Babunia knows it, and he's going to go home. 37 CS, an assist to his name. He's going to come back in here. Well, it'll be a Vamp Scepter, I'm guessing, for the start, if he follows on tradition. And there it is, Vamp Scepter for Babunia. Going
towards the Blizzard King again, of course, very standard on Jax. Blizzard King into Trinity Force, and you are just so strong in the 1v1s. And this early sustain here is very important for him. He's already pulling ahead in CS, doing really well in the laning phase. Let's see though with Youngbuck, also just gonna return to the lane with his teleport and just continue farming away. Level 6 point though for Babunia is very close, and he's gonna be even stronger then.
He'll be hitting that here. Just a couple more minions. Youngbuck did just teleport to that top lane as well. And here we go, Counter-Strike back into Youngbuck. Stunned up, and a quarter of his health disappears. But
took a lot of
good damage back,
Yeah, and also jumped into all the minions here. They turned around and hit him in the face, so needs to sustain a little bit. Kikis though joining in. they really hope for some fights up here. They want Amazing to be here so they can start it. But Nick also, they could be dangerous.
Level 6, and there's no wall to actually spot him moving up to that one. He is in range there, and he is going to hit the Destiny. They're going to go underneath the tower for this one. Stun card does come down. It's Baboonia that's tanking up all the damage.
What?
But they don't follow through.
There was like, Nick was very low on mana, but Baboonia was already tanking the tower before anything even happened. And once the flash came in from Youngbuck, he was just so far away. Kikis was not even near, like his cocoon completely missed away, he wasn't close enough. A lot of summoners here, or, well, I say a lot, 2 summoners used by Denial, and also Youngbuck surviving the gank here, and ultimate gone from Nick.
I don't even want to say impressive from Youngbuck, it was just very strange from Denial how they went about that. We can see that without that mid lane pressure, the Copenhagen Wolves just turning this into a tower pursuit. As amazing, you see there the damage from Zipchow in these early levels on those towers is significant, and it hangs on just by a thread. But that is a trade which Copenhagen Wolves will certainly be fine with.
Oh, more than fine. Yes, okay, you had to use the flash on Youngbuck, but still, he's staying in the lane, he's farming away. Still behind to Baboonia, who's doing a very, very good job and can just continue to do it. Gonna back off now, actually, so he needs to run all the way back to the lane without his teleport. Bottom lane-wise, they're even. Mid lane-wise, very even as well. So all across the board, not too much is happening, except for the failed dive up on the top.
Failed dive. It wasn't even that much of an attempt either. They kind of half went in and half didn't do really anything for that one. Either way, that's all in the past now, but still, Wolves will be happy with that trade. Good tower damage in mid, and see the harassment from Kautar playing quite aggressively here against Nick, using those bouncing bombs, the satchel charges, and the minefields. Baboonia has now got that level 6 coming up to the top lane with his Cutlass. This bottom lane, we've not really looked much there, and since that first blood, it's been all about Woolite really having the control of that one. He's got a 10 CS lead, BF sword, and a long sword and Doran's blade compared to the Vamp Scepter and double Doran's blade over with Forgiven.
Yeah, so he's actually very far ahead when it comes to straight up damage, and with his ultimate being, should be up very soon, should be level 6 very soon, then he will actually force Forgiven out of the lane. But mid lane wise, blue buff for Nick meant the tower was already very low, but Baboonia going on to Youngbuck, never mind.
Presses W and says, nope, you don't get me at all. Yeah, that middle tower actually was good harass again from Kautar that forced Nick away on this top side, and obviously that minefield covers that entire passage, so you can't really come back in when the minefield's down and you're relatively low. Kautar just went straight to the tower, took it down. First one of the game, and that gives the Wolves, I was going to say a lead, but actually they're still a little bit behind Denial.
First blood gold for Denial they got at the level 1 fights actually, which again went in their favor. But just also the fact the tower was so low after the gang up in top lane, where Amazing just came into mid lane, it got it down to the 25%, so it was easy for Kautar once Nick wasn't in the lane to just go there and actually pick it up. It's gonna be a big deal. I mean, mid lane tower down for free, to be honest, it's never good. It's gonna open up a lot of options for Copenhagen Wolves to get some deep wards in the jungle of Denial.
Youngbuck is in possible danger, but Amazing is waiting, so they know that Amazing is there. Kick is already inside of that brush. The pink ward was put down by Amazing, clears that out and says, okay, they know I'm there, not gonna get in with a chance of actually doing anything. But this is interesting. Denial coming back around the other side. Kick is going to spot Amazing from this, puts a ward of his own over the top of the wall, and in the end they will back away. Yeah, Kautar keeping that pressure up. Twisted Fate not being able to stand and bang. We've got Amazing coming down as well. The minefield, those bouncing bombs, everything wiping out the minion wave very, very quickly. And that's going to be half pretty much of the health of the tower going down without any kind of reply here from Denial.
Big issues for Nick, losing the laning phase to Kautar. Already gave up one, now extra damage on the next one. Both junglers though, been very passive. Like, been moving around, we had the one gank again in top lane, and that's actually been about it for the junglers. They've just been focused on farming, where of course Fell Flare for Xingzhao, or going towards the Fell Flares. So Amazing is going to be happy just farming away. At least though, he's also a very good jungler with some farm, very good in the mid game, so it's not like Kick is feeling he's behind or anything.
See where they decide to go next. Amazing is, as you said, trying to get those stacks towards the Feral Flare already with that Wriggles Lantern in there. He came down to that bottom lane and Well, there was a ward in the second side of the brush anyway, so they would have been spotted out. But this duo from the Copenhagen Wolves, I tell you what, it's not something that they're that used to. Is forgiven being behind in CS here. 104 to 93, solid 10 CS lead for Woolite.
Yeah, the first blood of course helps, give some extra gold for the BF sword, and then any support doing really well, poke-wise, zoning away as well. It's actually often though Woolite being in the front, he's feeling very confident at the moment. And again, there's been no sign of Amazing in the bottom lane, so there's no reason for him not to feel like he can just push up every single time.
Top lane now is somewhere where Amazing has got involved. There's a possible bait out. Actually, Amazing was already recalling there, and as that happens, looks like he will go back. And of course, as I say that, he stops it as well as Babunia goes aggressive onto Youngbuck once again. Youngbuck just getting that ward down on the bottom side, but actually it's the top side here where Kikis is coming through. 3 brush top lane now. A little bit more difficult to sneak through when the minions are pushed up. Babunia is again going to take a bit of a hit. They've actually seen, I think, Amazing in that one. Let's not forget, Twisted Fate has the possibility now with Destiny off cooldown to come top.
Kautar had to recall to base because he was out of mana. He actually pinged on Twisted Fate, telling his team there's a chance for him to pour it in now. They did try this one before, it didn't work for them. Could they be going for it? Again, it seems not. Nick actually just staying in the mid lane, getting some damage on the tower. Nobody's close, but they're going on Youngbuck.
Oh, face check from Youngbuck. He threw the ward down in there, but they're going to die for this one. He puts his ulti in. It's Kikis that gets the kill. Will simply just repel away. There's not enough damage from the Hemo plate to get the kill, and that means that DNL get their second of the game. But the Wolves, as you would expect, jungler in the top lane, they go straight for Dragon.
Still a lot of damage for DNL here. They might be able to stop this one. Amazing is going to tank the Dragon. Took the cards as well, down to 50%. 10% ultimate.
Oh, he's going very, very low, and they blow him up. Super Ace, though, needs to be careful. I think he's going to go down. That will be a 1v1. The Dragon is actually not resetting here. He's killing Woolite, who's going to try and have this one away. This is going to be very interesting.
No!
Woolite actually dodges off in there, and he did get Dragon before he went down, but he did go down.
Worth, he got the Dragon. Sadly though, he actually wanted to flash over the wall and it didn't work for him. But he got the Dragon, so it was more than worth it for DNL here. Got got a kill and got a Dragon. Well played.
Funny thing is, if that flash...
He wouldn't have got the Dragon.
He wouldn't have got the Dragon, yeah, if he did not fail the flash. So it's not even a fail flash, everyone. Nope. That was actually calculated from Woolite. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. Meanwhile, Babunia here is going to go down and start off the blue and help Nick get his hands on that one, but he won't. Kautar, on the other hand, though, will be getting his hands on the blue buff. If you look down the gold, it's 1,000 lead here for DNL. After that, 3-2 up in kills. Still tied on turrets at 1 apiece, though. And there's a good 12,500 gold to spend there for Kautar in the mid lane. Once he's finished farming up here, now wants the Wraith Cap.
Babunia as well, he needs the 1,800 gold to complete the Blazerone King. Should be getting it very, very soon. He can take the small minions here, for instance. Actually, you could just recall and buy it, unless his mid laner pulls it and stops his recall.
Yeah, that's what happened there. Won't mind it too much, though. I'm sure that that top lane, has a full wave of minions coming in there, and he does have teleport available, so he can just recall, finish off his item, and then go straight with the teleport into that top lane. Oh, his mid laner that stopped him recalling earlier on could go up there and get the farm as well.
Oh, Nick, so evil at the moment. But look at the item still. Blazerone King, big power spike for Jax. You got Morello Nomicon early, large ward as well for Twisted Fate in the mid lane, so he's also becoming very strong early on. But first, of course, been completed for a while by Woolite. Had time to stack it up. Lost some of them when he died at the Dragon, but still had a lot of time to stack it up here. So all the carries actually for DNL looking very good this game.
Overall in the lead, and they need this lead. They need to keep that one going as they move towards the later stages of this game. But look at this, Twisted Fate is on the top side of the map. They're going to go for Youngbuck once again. He's going to have to pull here, he does, but there's 2 stuns ready for him when he comes up. He gets away from the counter-strike, but Babunia just closes him down. That's another kill against Youngbuck.
And again, yeah, Youngbuck is the target. They want to get kills onto Jax, and they want to shut down this Vladimir, and it's working for them. They're pushing on to the next one here. Amazing had to flash away.
Wow. And, well, the danger of Twisted Fate and Jax there's an easy target and stun. Babunia obviously has to stay a little bit closer to get his off, but if they use it as a double stun, which by the time you actually come out of that stun, you're pretty much dead anyway. Look at this, rotations from the top to the mid lane for DNL. They're waiting for the minion wave to go through. And that will come now onto the tower, which means they can move straight in there and try and take that one down. Kautar can't really get close enough to this one. He's trying to poke them away from it. In the end, though, that turret will go down. Second one of the game for Denial.
Great rotation from Denial here. And the issue for Copenhagen Wolves is in game 2, when they had the same matchup up in top lane, where Babunia got ahead, the other lanes were winning. Now, Kautar is winning on farm, but look at the items here. Very, very strong start from Nick. And down the bottom lane, they're actually losing to Woolite and Super Ace, so they don't have the same situation where they're winning everywhere else, where they get the dragons, because the dragon went over to Denial, and this could really spell issues, because if Copenhagen Wolves are not able to group up as 5 and win a team fight, that's where the split pushing power of Denial really comes in, and they can just put pressure on the entire map. Then both Twisted Fate and the Jax up in top lane.
Kautar, though, almost has his Rabadon's death cap complete. Down in the bottom, the Bindings land onto Woolite. Here comes a teleport from Babunia. Actually, he's going to cancel that one, so decides not to come in. Youngbuck, though, is going to get involved on this one. Puts his ulti onto Super Ace. Kautar's ultimate was pretty much miles away from it. No flashes used from Denial. They simply just walked on out of that one, but they may lose the tower. This is a 5-man team from the Copenhagen Wolves trying to get this turret.
They have to do it without the minions. They actually decide to back away. The next wave is coming. Nick is joining in. Babunia is going to push this wave very fast. Youngbuck is forced to recall.
Recalling out. That leaves 4 of them there, though. There's 4 from Denial on that bottom side as well. Wave clear is strong, but good poke will be coming in. Super Ace catches the bouncing bomb, but their wave clear too strong. Well, that going very, very low. And look at the top lane. Jax already threw onto that inner turret. He's lost his minions, so he's actually going to have to go in between them. Now does have minions, but he decides to head off through the jungle. Meanwhile, the Wolves still trying to shoehorn their way in onto that outer turret.
A lot of poke though from Copenhagen Wolves. Woolite was already forced to go back. Super Ace is very low. Kickis is very low. They can stay here and try and force Denial away from this tower.
Well, the mana left for Kautar, but look at that. As soon as they get an opportunity to focus the tower, it goes down quickly. Second one of the game for the Wolves. Ties us up on tower kills.
It's a good point actually as well. Zhao very good at getting to the towers, doing damage to the towers of course very fast. Lucian is one of the better AD carries, and of course Ziggs with his passive as well, doing a big chunk of damage to the tower. So Copenhagen Wolves, as soon as they got to it, could take it down very, very fast. And Youngbuck now picking up quite some farm in the mid lane.
Well, Kautar's off, pushing the tower in the bottom lane, get himself some free monies as well. He's of course 0-2-0 right now, but holding up there in farm against Babunia. They have once again put quite a lot of effort onto that top lane to get Babunia going, as we expected, as we saw the last time we had this Jax versus Vladimir matchup in the top lane. The next big thing coming up though here is the Dragon. They're actually going to go in up towards Forgiven. He's got no help for this one. They burst him down far too easily there. And with 2 seconds till Dragon, this is great news. Kikis also going towards Amazing. However, they managed to catch up Nick, knocking him backwards. The ultimate will be flashed away from a 3-man. Tibbers comes in from Super Ace for the disengage, and Denial can turn away and go towards Dragon. Babunia had to walk all the way here because he didn't have the teleport after cancelling it before. This means a 5 versus 4 fight, which I'm not sure the Wolves won.
A lot of ultimates gone though from Denial here. Wolves look to fight for this one.
Well, they are going to fight it, but Amazing's going to go down before he has a chance to smite. Vladimir ultimate is down in there as well. Babunia goes low, but they don't quite finish it off. Woolite up at the front. He gets burst down by Kautar. The Dragon, of course, didn't die. That got reset after they came away from it. Very risky for Denial to actually stick around. Forgiven's coming back in with the Culling, and that's something with his low HPs that he'll really relish if he can get that one off. Looks like the Wolves may have won out this fight for Dragon.
They seem to get it. Nick is going to recall. There's no ward on him, so he actually gets away. Copenhagen Wolves can get the Dragon here. It was Denial though who started the whole thing when Nick did a gang onto Forgiven. He was left all by himself at the tower here. The rest of Copenhagen Wolves was running from the base, so it was an easy pickup for Denial. But then, with all the ultimates invested, it opened up for Copenhagen Wolves to try and stop it at least, trading 1 for 1 and got the Dragon now to Copenhagen Wolves.
Bit of gold their way. Look at Babunia, he's got those Merc Treads which he went for before. Also, Megatron Cloak as well, so we'll be feeling a little less pressured possibly by Youngbuck in the top lane. He's picked up now a Giant Belt. Buff's also been traded out to the mid laners and the AD carries. Woolite, of course, having himself his red buff. Also, he's got himself that last Whisper on top of his Bloodthirster now, so
a lot of burst
more damage coming out from him.
A lot of burst damage. We saw it before when the stun came in to Forgiven. It flashed in, just did his full combo onto him and destroyed him. So a lot of burst for Woolite if he can actually get close enough to the target without dying himself. Meanwhile though, it's actually again forgiven. He was the guy we talked about before the whole series. Yeah, he's the big carry together with Amazing of Copenhagen Wolves, and he had a good game in the last one, but that's same goes for everyone Copenhagen Wolves. They were ahead like 18-2 or something, so everyone had a good game there. But the other games, he's actually not been performing the same way we're used to seeing him in the LCS.
On awards to Dragon, and look at this, Unlimited is going to join Youngbuck. Are they going to make an attempt here? Amazing coming in as well, getting a kill on Babunia would certainly be good for them. He's 2-0-2 at this point. Let's see if he makes the jump once he's got that third attack from the passive of his ultimate. Twisted Fate though has Destiny available. Keep that one in mind. Amazing. Actually going to show himself here. Has his Coutard in just a second. Unlimited already doing the same. Nick is now moving into range. Super 8 will have to walk up there, but the Wolves stepping closer in towards that turret. I've already said before, those bombs doing a lot of damage. Babunia though dives in and he's going to go down here. It's Amazing that's on top of him, but now they're turning around. Amazing's going to fall. Nick uses the Zhonya's, but will he die? He gets stunned up from Morgana's ultimate, and that will be a 1-for-1 in the end.
The play of the Rune King from Jax just saved his life when Amazing came in, and then Super Ace with the stun, picked up a kill, traded 1-for-1 though. Coutard is here with a lot of poke. Forgiven is here with a lot of poke. They should be able to, or at least try to force away, but he has to teleport.
Here comes Jackson. He's full HP and he dives straight in onto them. Black Shield is down. Gets Forgiven away. Babunia down to half. Actually, he falls straight out of that fight as he came in.
At least they managed to defend it. Babunia now actually still on 50%, can heal up here. Moonlight is full HP, staying around to try and wave the Copenhagen Wolves, so they're not backing away.
Bouncing bombs coming in. Kikis needs to be the careful one here because he's super low, and Mega Inferno Bomb not exactly on a big cooldown. Should be up for them in a second. And I like what the Wolves are doing. Sticking here, just trying to poke on through. Of course, as I give them credit for that one, they are going to just back away with the turret very, very low though.
They got quite some damage on the tower here. DNL though managed to defend it. Traded 1-for-1 in kills as well. It's a good defensive move by them, coming up here very fast with a lot of members. Woolite was all the way in the base when the whole fight actually happened, so he wasn't even part of it and still managed to go 1-for-1 and defend the tower. So good move by DNL. We'll see though, they really want to just focus split pushing with Babunia. Oh, Binding catches onto him, Youngbuck going for him.
Oh, this is bad news, but look at this, he turns it around onto Unlimited. The stun doesn't go off thanks to the Black Shield, but he's going to get chased down here by Youngbuck. By chase, I mean he'll use his Blade of the Rune King and just walk away. Leap strikes off to Annie. Safe.
And a lot of early magic resist onto Jax here, so it's going to be very hard for Youngbuck to actually kill him. Got the Sheen though, so we'll be going towards the Trinity Force as the next item. Not too sure though what's going to be the deal for Copenhagen Wolves. I mean, they obviously want to just get up here, group up as a team and start poking away onto Denial. We've seen it a few times. But Denial, they're just going to try to do their best of pretty much never having to just group up and defend. They can just, as long as they can be the one to start the split push and then force Copenhagen Wolves to defend somewhere and then gang around with Twisted Fate, it's perfect for them.
Stealing away the jungle as well. Youngbuck just came up there. Of course, got that Crystal Scepter now, so he should be able to control Babunia a little bit more, but that Blade of the Rune King basically negates the slow coming out anyway. Of course, he's always got the Leap Strike and a ward from his Trinket if he ever needs to really get away to safety. 207 to 191 here, so good lead there. Woolite also in that bottom lane who continues to farm, also holds the lead. Mid lane though, as you'd expect with the Ziggs, especially as things go on, those CS numbers grow exponentially, up to 285 now to the 226 of Twisted Fate.
It's going to make it hard for DNL to actually push on the towers, also because he can use his ultimate to clear the waves. Whoa, Nick taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's probably going to die here. There comes the Mega Inferno Bomb. He's used the Zhonya's, but he's not going to be able to escape. Coutard actually landing the bouncing bomb afterwards. He's now on a rampage at 4-0-1.
Yeah, Coutard just landed everything onto Nick here, forced away the flash as well. They might be going towards this Baron or not. Seems to go back to the mid lane instead. Want to try and land some poke and see if they can get some damage onto the mid tower. Could also go top lane. The wave is actually pushing in there. The tower is very, very low.
They could. Or they could take the middle inner turret, which they definitely value more than that top lane outer turret. 4 men defending. Still 10 seconds until Nick comes into play. A binding here could change things, and he does come through. It's onto Woolite. The culling is going to come in as well, but not enough damage. He used someone to heal. They try and turn some damage back around, but I think this turret is a goner. It will be finished off. Good play from the Wolves.
Very good poke here. The binding landing from Unlimited, and the bombs, the calling, everything landed onto Woolite, forcing him away, and they can just go straight for the tower. Dragon is gonna spawn here in just a second, and the Copenhagen Wolves are moving for it. 2 members from DNL are in the base. Teleport is ready though for Babunia, so he can join in. Woolite needs to run.
Needs to run. They're gonna put a ward down at the back, so he could go in there, although not really the ideal position, and actually DNL decide not to fight for it. Dragon goes to the Wolves. That's the 2nd out of 3 for them, and look at the gold. It's now swung in their favor at 1,000.
Really been playing the siege game here for Copenhagen Wolves. Every time they had the chance, they would just group up and go do a lot of damage to both DNL and the towers, and it's been working for them. Oh, Flash Cocoon though, missing.
No, it didn't connect whatsoever, and they're going to go in for Nick. That's amazing, using his ultimate, pushing Babunia into the rest of his team, though. It's a good jump away from Countdown. Babunia is low. He gets picked up. That's 2 kills, and Countdown even gets Nick there in the back. Now they're going to focus towards Woolite. Not sure they'll be able to catch up with him. Well, Kikis is too low. He has to completely recall. Are they going to go Baron here?
Not sure, they're fairly low. Counter actually cancels his recall to go towards the Baron area. They're teleporting that. They want to go for it.
They're going to go for it. There is the TP from Youngbuck to join in the party. Countdown needs to be careful that he doesn't get focused here by the Baron. That will be bad news and probably instant death for him. The rest of his team pretty healthy, but given, of course, with the Bloodthirster getting some of that health back.
Yeah, man.
Those minefields now to zone. Woolite's going to flash in. He gets the kill and the shutdown, but I feel that he's probably going to die straight after. Or is it? Youngbuck is getting destroyed. Has to pull away. The Baron has still not gone down. There it is. They turn to Woolite. He's going to get a kill, though, before he falls.
That's what I call a man. He just went in there, 1v5, got 2 kills for it. Baron, oh, amazing. He's going to die.
Yeah, and Unlimited should just leave him to it as well. He's going to try and have a go at Super Ace here. He's actually got no mana, which doesn't make it any easier. Well, look at that regen for him. He's going to get Kikis low from this, but he's surely going to fall. Cocoon lands, and there's a wild card from Nick over the side. Nice try from Amazing, though. Can't knock him on that, considering he had no mana.
So, due to the very nice play by Woolite, denied Baron buff and 2 members from Copenhagen Wolves, and now Amazing went down in the end as well. So actually only Forgiven and Unlimited with the Baron buff here. Still though, looking back at the team fight, the engage from DNL completely missed. The Flash Cocoon from Kikis didn't hit anything, and then they actually split up again and try and run towards the Copenhagen Wolves. Twisted Fate what came in there first, then he teleported in behind actually afterwards. So it's a bit of a split fight. And it meant Copenhagen Wolves with Unlimited going in with his ultimate, with Youngbuck going towards the backline, all their re-damage, and then just Forgiven and Kautar in the back, who just do all the damage to both. First of all Kikis, then Babunia, and then last in the end it was actually Nick when he teleported in and won the fight for the Wolves.
So let's have a look at the big picture. We're about to hit the half an hour point of this game. We're tied turrets at 3 apiece. All those the inner turret, of course, in the mid lane for the Copenhagen Wolves was taken. Still that outer turret in the top lane stands after they put so much emphasis on it earlier on. Leaves us though after that Baron and the kills for the Wolves with an advantage on their side of things. 3,000 gold it is, not a massive amount, that's for sure. A decent kill and then a couple of objectives afterwards could certainly work out for them. They're going to go for it. The Wolves has taken the outer turret. There's going to be a push to this inner mid turret, but there's no minions there right now for Denial. And look at that. They've seen Youngbuck coming in. Do they care that Youngbuck's there? No, they don't. They're actually going to go for this one. The inner turret goes down. What are the Wolves going to do? The Wolves aren't recalling. Only Youngbuck is there to defend. The Wolves are now onto the inner turret. The Denial are on the inner turret as well. Youngbuck going to pull. He's going to fall very low. Will go down. He got his Hemo Plague off. The Copenhagen Wolves are on towards the inhibitor. They've got the first inhibitor. They're now onto the Nexus turrets. Denial are going for it as well. The Wolves are faster here. The Wolves are going to win it. They throw down the ultimate. They're onto the Nexus. And a base race puts the Copenhagen Wolves into the summer split of the European LCS. What an ending.
What an ending here. Denial simply thought we need to try this one. We just have to go for the base race, see if we can win it. But Copenhagen Wolves, they were there first. They were faster as well. Got all the way down, got the win here. Well deserved to the Copenhagen Wolves.
And you have to have balls of steel, to put it bluntly, to do that in an important game like this. The Wolves will howl for one last time here in Split. and they go into the next one feeling confident, and that puts all 3 LCS teams back into the summer split, which means they're all going to fight again. And after a close season here, can't wait to see what happens there.
There's so many things that can happen in the next season. Like, all the teams got better throughout the season. Super Crew, Millennium with Cotnex coming in there, new player coming in who did so well for them, especially here in the relegation. I can't wait to see him play in the next split. And of course, Copenhagen Wolves coming in. Very solid after the first game, which went in favor of Denial, but then they had full control of everything.
What a ridiculous finish. I didn't see that happening, actually.
Not at all.
I really did not see that happening by the end. The Wolves, as you mentioned before, they have very fast tower killing team with the Lucian in there and his double hits from the passive, the Ziggs coming in, Xin Chao who just batters through those turrets as well. Youngbuck went back to try and protect it. Actually, he stalled out for quite a while there, using that pool and throwing down his Hemo Plague. Either way, it's a sigh of relief for the Wolves. Losing game number 1 didn't look good for them there, but they put it together, won 3 games in a row.
And we actually saw 2 of the same tactics in over this series. First game for Denial, where Copenhagen Wolves didn't know how to respond to the fast push early. They did in game 3, ended up winning it. Game 2, we saw the same thing here with the Jax. A lot of focus on getting Jax or Babunia fed in the top lane. Tried the same thing here. And once again, the way Copenhagen Wolves respond is by saying, we're just going to group up and team fight. You can split push all you want, we don't even care. We're going to go 5 members and just go down to the tower and start poking away. If you're not here with all your members, you're going to lose the tower, and we're just going to keep doing it again and again. So they forced Jax away from split push, forced Twisted Fate away from the split push, and into team fights where they were the stronger team.
And it's funny, we expected the pressure to that top lane onto Youngbuck. It happened for them.
Yeah.
They didn't get the free time like they had in the game before. Although I say that they didn't. If we look at the mid lane in particular, Coutard was left 1 versus 1 against Twisted Fate. He constantly bullied him out, basically took a turret without any objections whatsoever, moved straight onto the inner turret to do some good damage there. I also want to say from the Wolves' side, 30 minutes and 47 seconds. They've not had a long game so far in this best of 5. And that is not like the Wolves. They have not been a team that are strong at finishing off games, whatever the lead they've had, even if it's 10, 15, 20,000 gold. But this time, very decisive. I mean, it doesn't get more decisive than knowing that you can win a base race, let's be honest.
Of course not. I mean, even with only 4 members, there was 5 from Denial pushing up, but Copenhagen Wolves were just faster. They were, I even think they were they did kickstart a little bit before Denial was actually there to start. There's no minions as well for Denial when they came up at the first time.
Only thing is, they could have tanked it. There was no one there to stop them if they'd have done that. Of course, Youngbuck came across, but his damage, I think if the right people would have tanked it, they probably could have gone through. But that's all ifs and buts, and the credit has to go to the Copenhagen Wolves on that one. But also Denial, I mean, they were seen as the big underdogs. Of course, they were the choice for the highest seeded Copenhagen Wolves coming into this. And I think losing the first game probably made the Copenhagen Wolves think, did we make the right choice there? Are we going to end up losing this game? They kept it together, though, and that's the important thing for the Wolves.
And some of the picks they did in game 1, we didn't see them again. Kassadin, Rice, they were gone. Didn't go for them again. Decided for different picks here. Worked out for them. But yeah, Denial. Looking at them as a team here, I mean, they're not a team a lot of people know anything about because they've been in the Challenge Series with this lineup here, only in one of the Challenger splits here. It's a fairly new lineup still, and actually been doing really well. Babunia in the top lane impressed me a lot. I like Woolite as well as an AD carry, very skilled. We saw him here actually winning out on farm against Forgiven, something a lot of the LCS AD carries have a hard time doing because the bottom lane from Copenhagen Wolves are very strong. So there's definitely some members here from Denial who did really well. And as a team, I like the tactic for game 1, the fast push around. It's not something we see a lot here in Europe. The fact though that Copenhagen Wolves could adapt to it and then Denial didn't really have an answer. That's what you take when you are a young team coming in here. Of course, Copenhagen Wolves played the entire season. They've been together for a long time now. Yeah. So it was very hard for them coming into this match.
Well, still, GG's all around. It's the Copenhagen Wolves, though, that secure the spot. Shox is standing by with the Wolves as amazing and Youngbuck. So let's send it over.
Thank you very much, Joe. Whew. Congratulations, guys. You made it back in. And what a finish there at the end. We thought the game might go a little longer. And then the base race. Tell me from your perspective, amazing, how and what happened.
We kind of just wanted to finish the game because we're really tired, like every one of us. And we saw the opportunity They moved towards mid. We kind of expect that, and we just countered by moving top and pushing that down. And gladly, Youngbuck did a good ult and really forced them out, because otherwise we would have lost the base race.
Yeah, it was indeed very close. You're saying how tired you were, and Joey, I saw you tweeting yesterday in Dutch, but I read it, how hard you guys had been practicing, and tell me a little bit about how you stepped it up after, of course, a heartbreaking loss versus Gambit, and having to re-gear here for the promotion tournament.
Well, first of all, I think we put all our energy into the playoffs, and losing that was not only a mental problem for us, but also physical. I know that a few of us just had to sleep like 26 hours in Tuesday just to recover from that playoffs. So after that, we did feel a little bit better, at least I did, and I just started training mad crazy. And I want to give special thanks to Mimer and Odewamne for 1v1 training with me, and especially to Mimer because I know he doesn't like Vladimir, but he let me play the Vladimir Jax matchup a few times, so that came in really handy.
Yeah, tell me, maybe I just want to touch on it. I know that last game wasn't too good for you, but 2 times, first time it went very well. You still were a little behind, but how much confidence do you have in your own Vladimir play that you can always pull it out, even though you needed a base race right now?
4 games, 100% win rate. There you go.
There you go. That is pretty clear. And applause. Amazing. How was the series for you? Of course, you got MVP 2 times here in the spring split already, and then coming in here knowing that you have to play your best. Do you feel like you did that now?
Well, it was really hard for me to get into the level again because after the playoffs, I was just really tired. I just was mentally completely out of the game. Tried to take some time off, was only 1 day, but it was sufficient to actually reset my mind. And now, like playing versus a challenge team like DNL, who has shown like really good performances versus C9 even in the playoffs. Like I just practiced, put in 12 to 14 hours a day, and really tried to prepare for the series and my Kazakhs play basically.
Yeah, that was very good of you. Youngbuck, looking ahead, you guys got another summer split. You guys were, of course, I want to say quite hyped coming into the spring split as the strongest challengers team. What do you think you can do in the summer split?
Well, we already proved that we're pretty close to the top 5, even though we just fell out of playoffs. And I think that this will be a great experience for us. Like we went into the split and said, okay, we're going to use this for the experience, and then we're going to try to compete with the top teams.
All right, Marisa, I know you're pretty tired, but your family is here to support you. Did that help you? Do you look up, or does it make you more nervous?
Yeah, it really helped me because the thing is, like, when you have your family in the back, you always know you have support. And by seeing them, especially when you watch over the screen, like, and you just see them cheering for you, it just gives you extra energy. And I really enjoyed it.
Joey, how has the support been from your family and just the LCS experience you get to do with another split?
Well, my mother's here too to support.
Oh, there we go.
Great. I actually asked them to come because I was having problems after the playoffs. I was really mentally broken, pretty much.
All right, and how did they help you? Did they give you some words before the game that pepped you up, or?
Well, just a good hug, a kiss, and some Dutch food.
Some good food. So, guys, I'm going to ask you. You guys got another chance in the summer split. Realistic. I know I asked you in the spring split somewhere, where are you going to end up? And it was pretty high. How high do you think you can end up in the summer split?
We got to go for it again. Like, top 2 is the goal. We want to go towards, and that's actually realistic if we stay together and really put work into it.
Absolutely. You can't aim for anything less, actually.
Exactly.
Congratulations, Youngbuck Amazing, and the rest of the Wolves making it back in. Now let's head back over to Team Defishy Joe to look back at the squads that will be heading into the LCS and which ones will be moving into the Challenger Series.
All right, thank you guys. And with the summer promotion tournament at an end, let's take our first look at the 8 teams who will represent the European LCS in the summer split. And the lineup should look quite familiar. Fnatic, SK Gaming, Roccat Alliance and Gambit all qualified for the summer split by placing 1st through 5th in the playoffs.
And thanks to their wins this week, Millennium, Super Hardcrew and the Copenhagen Wolves will all be returning to the LCS, which also means that Ninjas in Pyjamas, Cloud9 Eclipse and Denial will return to the Challenger Series.
On Saturday, North America begins their own summer promotion tournament, beginning with XDG versus LMQ.
And on Sunday, Evil Geniuses take on Cloud9 Tempest, and then Team Coast will face Complexity Black.
And the All-Star event will kick off in Paris, France on Thursday, May the 8th, with 5 teams from around the world competing against each other and 2 multi-region challenge teams taking part in different gameplay modes at the start of every day.
And the All-Star Games will be for 4 days, full of League of Legends action. And of course, we'll be there to bring everything to you.
Good that you know the name of the game by now.
I'm not sure what game it is.
We'd like to give, of course, very special thanks to you guys at home for watching and to our two guest analysts, Dexter and Xpeke, for joining us here this week. And from myself, Deficio, Shock, Steve and Quickshot, and the entire LCS broadcasting crew, we'll see you in Paris on May the 8th. Au revoir.
Might get caught out here. Impaler can jump on him. He does get the 3-time strike. There's the bounce in the air. That is a good cover off, but Solar Flare is going to stop him in his tracks.
He's going to go down. I'm not sure what the Wolves are thinking here. They've not got the power to fight this one. They're going to go down. And Denial are going to win game 1 of the best of 5.
Going in. Twitch. Nice! Exhaust. Oh, no! Kill Jack, nice! Byron. Sit out. I don't want to die. Nice.